This episode of April and Jay Have No Ideas is brought to you by the Misconnection section of Craigslist because we still have no money in our marketing department fund.
This first post was posted 5 hours ago. Missed connection with hung. I have a misconnection with an older hung man in my area who needs oral relief. Younger married bi boy here. Extra hungry for large. Include email address in first message. This second message was posted 4 hours ago. Missed connection with hung, East Meadow. We met a while back. We loved getting together. I miss really having the opportunity to touch and explore with you. It was all great and fun and mutual between us guys. Hi, I'm April.
And I'm Jay.
And we have no ideas. And we're back.
After a long hiatus.
It was about a month.
An extended holiday, if you will.
Yeah. I suppose.
Yeah. Well, that was nice they found each other.
I think they might have.
That's the first misconnection that may have made a connection. It's exciting.
Whatever we can do to bring those two crazy guys together.
Yeah, I guess. On a side note, before we get going, I'm not a big football fan for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow football that much. If anything, I'm a Giants fan, but again, I'm not huge into football. But fuck the Patriots and fuck Tom Brady.
I agree.
Just fuck them.
And as somebody who is a football fan, but I will say I haven't really watched much football this season because my Giants are a giant dumpster fire.
Yeah.
You know, it's not fun to sit and watch your team lose all the time.
Yeah.
But also growing up in a household where my parents were Jet fans, really fuck Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know how celebrities now have been doing these Omaze things where they raise money for a charity, but they also offer an experience in return?
No, but go on.
Through omaze.com. So a lot of these celebrities will offer experiences, like it's almost like a raffle. It's through omaze.com, and they'll say, go to omaze.com and pledge some money that goes to this charity, and you could win a tour of the Civil War set. I don't know why I went all the way back to Civil War, because I think I remember seeing one. Like Robert Downey Jr. has done a bunch of them.
Okay.
I would invest in an Omaze campaign to like visit the Patriots training camp and punch Tom Brady in the face.
Ooh, I also would.
Like, let it go to a charity, and then you get to punch him in the face.
You know, usually I would worry about, like...
It's the only sports-related thing I would...
Saying shit like this, but nobody listens to our podcast, so it really doesn't matter.
I just hate the Patriots fucking so much.
You know, I don't like them
face.
At all. Like, I hate them, and I really hate Tom Brady. But then... Did you see like I think it was like an Instagram video or a Snapchat video right after they won with him and Gronk?
No.
It was super fucking obnoxious and made me really mad. Yeah.
You know what? Gronk pisses me off too.
Oh, for sure.
I can't fucking stand the stupid Tide Pods commercial.
Ugh.
Tide Pods. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I would prefer to punch you in the face too.
You know what it is?
He's like a freaking infant.
He is an overgrown frat boy. Grow the fuck up. That's my problem with him.
How about you take the Tide Pod challenge? I'm sorry, I went too far.
Yeah, that leads to death.
I went too far. I'm so sorry. You don't deserve to die, sir. But I would like to punch you in the face. Sorry, I got caught up. I went too far. Anyway, so how was your holiday?
Like the holidays or like my break?
Like Christmas and break and New Year's and all of it. How was your break?
It was decent. I didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
I went to my mom's for Christmas.
Fun.
And we did Secret Santa with like my dad's brother, and his kids and my aunt, and their significant others. We all did Christmas together. So
Nice.
instead of doing like gifts for everybody, we decided everybody was just gonna do a Secret Santa for that.
Right.
So my cousin Ryan is actually the one that got me, which I was kind of hoping he got me just because we're very much alike, and he got
Does he
me.
get you?
He does get me. He got me a bunch of Harry Potter stuff, which was nice. Yeah, and then so New Year's Eve is the anniversary of my father's passing. So
Not a fun day.
no, it really isn't. But I had a very nice time on New Year's Eve. I went to Robin and Tim's actually. And we had a very low key night, and we played board games and drank and just had a good time. And then I watched a lot of Netflix and YouTube.
Yeah.
And I went to Connecticut. Like the week before I was supposed to go back to work, I was in the other end of the state. That's why I didn't tell you. I didn't tell Ashley either until I came home because I was like...
It doesn't take that long to drive to the other end of the state.
I know.
Wow, douche.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
And
the first time you mention it is on the podcast too. Like,
I'm sorry.
wow, douche move.
I went, my college roommate had a baby, so I went to go visit her and stay the night and spend time with the baby.
All right, just for sake of argument, roughly, you don't have to tell me exactly where she lives, but where roughly does she live?
At least about an hour from you, give or take. Maybe a little bit more.
Northern or southern? To the east?
Like past Middletown, past East Hartford.
So, but southern or northern?
Northern.
I'm just trying to figure out if you actually had to drive past where I am.
No, I didn't. No, I really didn't. I took 91 all the way, because like if I were to come to like your side of the state, I would take the Mass Pike for like an exit, and then get off in like Lee and like take the back roads to get to Route 8. That's why I didn't tell anybody I was coming, because I was up there. I was up like Mass Pike through Springfield and like 91.
Yeah.
To like Route 2.
Before I forget, I want to ask you a question. It's just something that came up, and you had mentioned board games, and we spent the weekend playing some games with the kids and stuff. Mm-hmm. Played a lot of Uno, played some Yahtzee.
Okay.
Growing up, my parents had like friends across the street. We used to go to a lot of parties where the kids would just be like running around. I don't know if you had the same experience.
Yeah.
The adults are always just hanging out, drinking, whatever else, and you're just running around. Like, something about playing card games, it doesn't matter what card game it is, to me, I don't know if it's based on growing up or whatever, something about playing card games at a table, I feel like the room should smell like cigarette smoke and booze. Like playing Uno, even just playing Uno with my kids, I feel like I can smell a hint of cigarette smoke and booze. Non-discriminate booze. Like, you don't even know what it is.
No. But it makes me feel like really adult. Like if I'm playing like board games or like cards with like older people, like our age people and like above, like it makes me feel like really grown up.
Yeah, and like it's just funny. Like we had a conversation about over the break about how certain smells or tastes or something can like take you back.
Yeah.
Or like a memory makes you think of a smell or something. Like
smell is actually weird. The strongest sense when it comes to memory.
It's crazy. Like, so like speaking of growing up, I had a lot of friends whose parents like smoked cigarettes. And like one of my friends, anytime I stayed over his house, his parents would always be like smoking out the back door or whatever. So like anytime I talk to him or think of him, I remember sleeping over his house and I attribute it. I can like almost smell the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so funny. But yeah, something about playing card games. I feel like they should make a candle for playing card games. It just smells like indiscriminate booze and cigarette smoke.
Like it makes me feel grown up only because, like when I was younger and we would like go to like my dad's parents' house,
Yeah.
you couldn't even sit at the table to play games until you were at least 16.
Oh yeah, no. Can I play? Get out of here.
Yeah. Games were, with the exception of my aunt who is 6 years older than me, she got to play, you know, most of the time.
We got no time for your asking questions. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. It was go watch TV, go play with your cousins. So when I was 16 and like my aunt and uncles and stuff would be at my grandmother's house, and I actually like got to sit down and play games with them. Like it was super exciting.
Yeah. And on another side note, so we already have a copy of Yahtzee. Funny enough, we have a copy of Yahtzee.
Okay.
However, we bought another copy because it has this new ergonomic cup.
An ergonomic cup? What is the cup shaped like?
It's almost round, and it has like spots where if you were to hold it, your hand fits to it a little better.
Go
and
fuck your ergonomic cup. Really?
So we literally bought another copy for the better cup.
That's ridiculous.
I know. And we also bought the card game Dose.
Okay.
Dose is the sequel to Uno.
I got that.
And it's the worst fucking card game in history. It's like the rules are pretty straightforward, but like because you're used to Uno, they like added in these different rules and it makes you overthink the entire game, and the entire time you think, I'm not playing this fucking game right. And it's just so fucking weird. It's basically there's two piles of cards and you can play either or both piles, and you, instead of saying Uno when you get down to two cards, you say Dos, and it's weird.
That's no thanks.
It was bad. We played it 3 times and then switched to Uno last night. But I love Uno. It's just a nice fast-paced game, and like just fly through it.
Unless you get caught in like a circle of hell. And also, so the version of Uno that we bought, because I don't know how EJ and I never ended up with a version of Uno, but we have two copies of Phase 10.
Well, Phase 10's another good game.
But the version of Uno we have is the ones where you can like write rules on some of the wild cards.
Oh God!
But there's also one wild card that is already pre-written, and it's switch with another player.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's pretty cool.
That's a cutthroat game.
It was funny because we played last night and we had my parents over, but then it ended up just being Sharon, my mother, and I playing Uno, and it got pretty cutthroat. Like one time I picked up a hand, and it was like I had 3 draw 4s, 2 draw 2s, a reverse, and a skip, and I was like, this round's gonna be savage as fuck.
Yeah.
I kept like getting close to her. I was like, savage AF. And yeah, I killed her because she was sitting right after me. I think she ended up with like 15 or 20 cards by the end of the round.
So that same cousin, my cousin Ryan,
yes,
is a huge cheater when it comes to Uno. We played it on Easter, like the kids. We all sat around and played. And I was sitting next to him, and he was like hiding cards in his sleeve. That's hilarious. Like sticking them in light fixtures. He's pretty tall. He would like hide it underneath the tablecloth. He'd like throw down 4 at one time. Yeah, you
guys gotta get the Monopoly Cheaters Edition.
No Monopoly. I do not play Monopoly.
They have a new Monopoly. It's called Monopoly Cheaters Edition. It encourages you to cheat, steal money from the bank, but if you get caught by another player, there's an actual handcuff on one corner of the game, and you get handcuffed to the board. At first I thought it was so dumb, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I kind of want to do that because it's like it's condoning the cutthroat nature of Monopoly, except you can get caught and fucking locked up.
But I hate Monopoly so much.
Me too.
So what did you do on your break besides play games with your kids?
Not much. We went to Boston one for a couple days. That was fun. I realized I fucking hate Boston. Mm-hmm. I don't hate Boston. It's a cool city, but it's just a pain in the ass to navigate.
Yeah.
The amount of times I missed my turn and then had to take a 15-mile detour around the city to get back to where I was going.
That's because the city planner decided, you want to go somewhere? Fuck you.
That was my joke, but
sorry.
This is the two pictures. The picture of New York. How to get around New York. Easily numbered streets and crossings.
It's a grid, motherfucker.
How to get around Boston. Fuck you, that's what. But it was fun. I'm trying to think. Did I consume any media? I went to see Aquaman.
How was it? I still haven't seen it.
It was really fucking good.
Yeah.
It just embraced what it was, and it was really fucking good. I also saw, there was a bunch of movies out this break, wasn't there?
Yeah, and I didn't see any of them.
What were some of the other movies that were out?
Well, Into the Spider-Verse, but I think we talked about that.
I think we talked about that. It was fantastic. That was fantastic. I thought I saw something else. I mean, Aquaman was definitely a surprising favorite. We didn't get a chance to see Mary Poppins yet. I did not get a chance to see Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's out on iTunes now, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to buy it. I'll wait till it's rent. But I did not get a chance to see Bumblebee, although it's like getting high praise. It got high praise. As basically what all of these Transformers movies should be.
And my boy Dylan O'Brien of Teen Wolf fame and Maze Runner and all those other movies is actually the voice of Bumblebee.
I do love that the Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly Sherlock Holmes movie bombed like super bombed. I think that's hilarious. And I think that was really it. There wasn't anything really that big that other than that I can think of. So I got a couple to watch on home video. But yeah, Aquaman was really fucking good. I was surprised at how good it was. Other than that, like I said, not too much. Just kind of hung out at home and relaxed. I just recently, this past week, caught up and watched all of season 2 of Punisher.
Oh, good, because that's on my list of things for us to talk about.
Which I was fucking on the fence about because it's like, they're gonna fucking cancel it.
I know, and I just
most likely canceled.
I think it was better than season 1.
I thought it was better than season 1, but
I really, really I loved it. I
felt like the violence factor of it. Not the violence factor of it, but like how it's like, okay, Frank fights and then gets hurt and then has to heal up and then has to fight and it was just, I don't know.
Yeah, but what about that like preacher guy? That John Shepherd or Pilgrim, whatever.
Pilgrim. Yeah, that was a pretty cool character. And then the Billy thing, like, I could have taken it or leave it.
Yeah.
Like the ending payoff was pretty good. That the psycho therapist that ends up like getting what's it called? Not Stockholm syndrome, the opposite of that. Where you start to care about the person you're caring for.
She had like a Florence Nightingale,
That's what it is. Yeah, it's like
syndrome.
Isn't it Florence Nightingale or something?
She was so weird. Fucked up. Like, she was super fucked up.
She was fucked up.
Did you recognize her?
I did. She was from
Supergirl.
Right.
And Lethal Weapon.
I don't watch Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
But no, let's talk about it. I thought it was really good. I thought the story was good.
I loved the girl.
It kind of like it bothered me a little bit, like towards the end where the 2 episodes where Karen Page was in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't bring her back. You're just reminding us of what we fucking lost. And then he even mentions Matt Murdock, and I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, but
God
when
Netflix.
but when they did that, like when they wrote the season,
it wasn't canceled yet, right?
Yeah, yeah, you can't.
So I'm like, whatever. And then I saw an article today. I didn't read it, but there was like, Marvel needs to reboot Punisher now again. I'm like, why?
No.
But
Marvel needs to keep Punisher on Netflix because
I think there's maybe I don't know. In my way of thinking, I'm thinking, well, maybe they will keep it on Netflix because it's so violent.
Yeah.
That Disney Plus doesn't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
They don't have to not make it and then have people asking why you're not making it, right? Like it's like leave a couple things out in the world, and then you could have the characters from Luke Cage and Iron Fist and all that, whatever. Do I think they're going to do that? No, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to cancel it. But
which should be hugely disappointing because it was. I mean, I truly enjoyed it.
I know the showrunner said he has big plans for season 3. I didn't read what they were because I saw the article when I was still in the middle of watching it.
Yeah.
No, but I thought it was good.
Yeah, I liked the teenage girl. I think it humanized Frank a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, I like Frank Castle, so, you didn't really have to do much for me to continue liking him, but the fact that he had somebody that he was fighting for, and
yeah,
it wasn't just a revenge.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, too, in the first season you had, what the heck was the dude's name of the hacker?
Yeah.
It was kind of like the same story over again, in a way. He meets the person, he saves the person, whatever. Then they're staying together, and he's kind of a douche to the person until he starts getting closer. And then towards the end, they're like buddies. And like, in that respect, I was like, you kind of just did the same thing. But again, I didn't hate the season. I liked it. I thought it was just as good as season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I think it was better, but it was just as good. It was still entertaining, very violent.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At times, I'm like, God, really, Jesus. Like the scene where they ambush him was freaking brutal.
Yeah. With all the lights going on and off.
Yeah. Basically stabbing him and shooting him, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good season. I still need to catch up on Runaways. I watched a couple episodes of that. But,
I haven't watched any of it.
And I think
I keep forgetting that it's on.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much caught up on everything else.
I'm 2 episodes. I haven't watched the Flash yet.
Okay. Magician started up again. I know we've talked about that. It was it was okay.
But we didn't really. I mean, we talked about it a tiny bit off mic. It
was a lot of setup. It's set up for what's coming this season.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't hate it.
It was good. It should, it shows them all figuring out that something's going on, and they're being like,
Yeah, now they know that they've been fucked with.
And it's going to come into play that what's his name is being possessed by that child spirit demon thing.
Yes.
So that's going to suck. But it's going to be interesting.
Once they get their memories back.
Yeah. I think it's going to make for a good season.
And it's already renewed for season 4, which is amazing.
I saw it 5. This is season 4.
Oh, okay, 5.
Yeah, 5. So yeah, no, it's looking good. So,
is it season 5? I mean, are we already in season?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
I thought this was season 3.
This is season 4.
Oh.
Yep, season 4. They're renewed for 5.
Okay.
Through 5. So yeah, I mean, I think that was it. It's
Oh no! I've got some more stuff to talk about.
For me, but yeah, no, go ahead.
So Two of our favorite shows also came back over break.
Okay.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
So good.
I'm so glad that the writing didn't change when they moved
Nothing changed.
when they moved networks.
Yeah, no, nothing changed.
The episode last week with young Scully and Hitchcock.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The wings.
Yes.
The wings are what corrupted their entire lives.
And then this week was so good. I liked the
Tattler.
The Tattler. I liked their reunion. I knew that Chelsea Peretti was leaving the show.
Oh yeah, they had said.
So I like that they
Oh, they're leaving the door open, definitely.
But I like how they wrote her off.
Yeah.
I think that's a fitting
send-off.
It
Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so I was at work the other day and we were in a, faculty in service thing, and I'm sitting and I hear a voice behind me and I know who's talking. And all I hear is Scully.
Okay.
I work with a guy. I'm not naming any names or anything like that. That sounds like Scully.
That's funny.
And is just as... He's been slovenly like Scully. And nobody I work with watches the show.
Oh, that's the worst. So you can't even laugh about it with anybody.
So I was like, some of the younger guys, we were waiting in line for lunch, and I'm like, do you guys watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine? They're like, we have kids. We don't watch TV. I'm like, never mind then. So I couldn't even laugh about it. I was like, this is such a missed opportunity.
That sucks.
It does. And I was going to text you. I'm like, I'll just wait.
Yeah.
And then The Good Place.
I didn't realize this week's episode was the season finale.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
What the fork? Really?
I'm pretty sure.
It just came back last week.
Yep.
No, it didn't come back last week.
I'm pretty sure that was the season finale. Yeah, that was the season 3 finale. I had no idea.
No!
This season of The Good Place felt so short.
It was short. Why are they only doing like 13 episodes?
I don't know.
This
that
show
was the
is
season.
Perfect, and they need to stop fucking with us.
Yeah, that was the season finale.
I just watched it today. I cried. I cried so I was like sobbing. When Eleanor and Chidi were watching the memories they may have forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my heart. My notes say right here, why is it so good? Also, my heart is broken after this week.
That's funny.
Oh, why? I didn't know it was the season. It did feel like a season finale, and I didn't even think about it.
Yep. Oh. I feel like they didn't even say it.
They never say it. They did it to us every season. They've done it to us like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's crazy.
That's upsetting. Now we have to wait for ever.
Mm-hmm. Still have not watched an episode of Doctor Who this season.
I watched the first, and that was it.
So disappointing. I never thought there would be a day where it'd be on and I wasn't watching it.
I intend to, but seeing as though we're not getting new episodes till 2020, I'm not in a rush.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
So another show that I really enjoy finally came back to TV. And it's on True TV. And it's called
this is the one you mentioned.
Yeah, I'm Sorry.
Okay.
It came back 2 weeks ago, I think.
Okay.
And it is just such genius writing. It's incredibly dirty. Like this past week's episode. So she's a comedy writer.
Okay.
And all of her friends are comedy writers and whatnot. And she and her friends are always playing chicken with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul Scheer was on this episode, and I forget the other guy's name, and it's gonna make me crazy now. But they're at a party, and Paul Scheer's like, "Well, I'm not leaving until I get my dick sucked." And like they turn into this whole, it turns into like this whole bit, and then the guy like leans over and actually sucks Paul Scheer's dick, and everyone is like sitting, and it's like Scott Aukerman and Kulop, and like they're all like sitting around watching this, and they're all just like stunned, and they're like, I think that was a bit that went too far.
Yeah, so we talked about this too. I also started watching the series You're the Worst.
Yes.
On FX. Same thing, really dirty, but really funny, like really hilarious about just these dysfunctional people who are just morons. But it's so funny.
That's why I think you'd like I'm Sorry.
Mm-hmm. And I thought there was something else I had watched recently too. It popped into my brain, now it's gone. Anyway.
Let's see. So, like, over the last week, I watched a couple of things. So, have you seen any of the stuff on Netflix for the show You?
I have not.
It's based on a book series, or 2 books. And they've already greenlit a second season. Which I'm glad because of the way that they ended the first season. But it's about this guy who runs a bookstore, and meets a girl, who comes into the bookstore, and he like stalks her.
Okay.
And I'm not going to spoil too much by saying that they do end up dating.
Right.
But like,
is this the CW type Netflix show?
Oh no. It's definitely not.
It's from like the same guy, though. I'm saying.
Who does it? I
thought it was a Berlanti.
Greg Berlanti.
Yeah.
Is it? It might be. Let's see. Yes, it is.
Okay.
But
it's obviously not.
Oh no. There's definitely some sex in there.
Okay.
But I think you would enjoy it. It's very dark.
Yeah. Okay.
But the whole thing is that Joe is the guy.
Yep.
Everything is like from his perspective.
Okay.
And he's so damn likable. And you're not supposed to like him. But he's so likable that you find yourself rooting for him, even though he is an absolute monster.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should check it out. And then, before I get into the 2 dueling documentaries, I watched Sex Education.
Okay.
Last Sunday, I'm sitting down, and I'm like,
is it a movie or is it a show?
It's a show. But it's only got like 8 or 9 episodes. It's not a full season.
Okay. And
I'm like, oh, this looks like it could be cute. It's got like Gillian Anderson as the kid's mom, and I'm like, oh, it seems like it's probably like a young adult show.
Mm-hmm.
First 2 minutes, boobs.
Okay.
Lots of sex. Lots of sex.
The name of the show is Sex Education.
Yeah, but it's about this. His mom's a sex therapist, and he like starts his own business as like a mini sex therapist, like a relationship therapist at school. Not what I was expecting, but it was actually like really, it was really good. Like he suffers from like a sexual dysfunction as a 17-year-old.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, like he's afraid to masturbate.
Okay.
Like the mere thought of touching his own dick sends him into like a cold sweat.
That's great.
But then you find out later on like why? And it makes a lot more sense. And it's because his mother's fucking insane.
Okay.
But yeah, it was surprisingly really good. Yeah.
Okay. Um, I thought I had something else, but I still can't remember what it was.
Okay. I've been
So
talking.
continue.
Okay, I'm talking a lot this episode.
That's all right.
So, do you remember, like 2 years ago, Firefest?
I do. And I know there's 2 documentaries out, and they're batshit crazy.
I watched both of them. Um, so for our listeners who don't know about Firefest, um, Firefest was this music festival slash party. It was supposed to be like Coachella and Burning Man and like all those different fests
Yep.
rolled into one, and it was there was let's see, when they did like a promo video, and they like shot for like 4 days in the Bahamas, and it was all these like models and Instagrammers and
Right.
like Kylie Jenner or Kendall, one of those, or Kendall, I don't remember which one.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care. They were, posting about it, and it was supposed to be this like exclusive millennial blah blah blah. And it was, one of the faces of it was Ja Rule. And this guy, oh fuck, what's his name? Billy. Sorry, I should have pulled it up. Billy Firefest. Billy McFarland.
Okay.
Who is currently in prison for 6 years.
From this.
From this.
From trying to put on a festival.
Okay. Yes and no. Because...
Well, I mean, I know there's more to it, but I'm joking. I'm saying,
Yeah. Yes, but from this. So anyways, there were a lot of other people involved, like, Fuck Jerry.
Yeah.
And like Fuck Jerry Media. And this is the thing, right? So both Hulu and Netflix did documentaries. So Hulu did one called Fire Fraud. And they paid Billy McFarland, but didn't disclose that in anything. It was just something I read somewhere. And then Netflix did one, Fire, the Greatest Party That Never Happened. And apparently they paid Fuck Jerry Media.
Okay. Why did they pay these people?
I think for like interviews and video and all that stuff.
Okay.
But anyways, so this festival was supposed to happen, and they said that they bought Pablo Escobar's island in the Bahamas, and it was this exclusive island, and it wasn't an island, it was a peninsula that they just like cropped out parts, like, so that when you looked at the picture that they sent, it looked like an island, but it wasn't. They sold packages that I believe started at around $25,000 and went upwards of like $500,000 for like cabanas and houses and things like that. And when the people got there that spent this money, they show up to a place that nothing is finished.
Right.
These exclusive cabanas were FEMA tents, literal FEMA tents that they got after a hurricane, and wet mattresses. There was like maybe 1 or 2 houses that they Airbnb'd. None of the musical acts showed up. These millennials ended up being like stuck on this island for like 24 hours or so with like no return flight. It was fucking bonkers. And he was like selling things to pay for other things. So it was like a giant pyramid scheme. And I believe he ended up going to prison for mail and wire fraud.
Okay.
But he's like a con artist that has been, making his.
He's been doing this shit for years.
Yeah.
And he went too far.
Yeah. But the best part, and this is how I heard about Fire Festival, was there was like a picture that kept showing up on like Instagram and on Tumblr and everything, and it was like, we were promised, I forget like who the chef was, chef prepared cuisine, and it was a styrofoam container, and it had a cheese sandwich.
Yeah, yep.
And I can't really, and so like, Blink-182 was supposed to be there, Migos, whoever Major Lazer is.
DJ.
Oh, okay. And Blink-182 pulled out first, and then everybody else kind of pulled out afterwards.
It makes me wonder how they knew to pull out of this whole thing.
Oh, because there was a guy, and I forget who he was and what his connection to it was, but he started a Twitter account called Fire Fraud. Okay. And was like, every time they posted something, he would be like, no, actually it's this, and he would like send pictures, and so I think what ended up happening, they weren't paid or something, but there was a class action lawsuit for $100 million against, against the organizers. But the worst part, though, is that the Bahamian people that, like, did all the work, and they were working, like, 24 hours, without a break, they weren't paid.
Okay.
And you had
That's ridiculous.
And you had there was one woman who was in one of the documentaries. I think she was in the Netflix one. I forget what she ran. I think it was like a restaurant or something. And she ended up having to dig into her savings in order to pay people because she never got paid and she didn't want her people not getting paid. Completely wiped out her savings. Yeah, it was a complete and utter dumpster fire. You should watch both of them, both the docs, but you need to watch the Netflix one first. No, the Hulu one first, because the Hulu one actually like starts with Billy McFarland and like basically does like his whole backstory, and then like the last half hour of it is basically about the fest and how it doesn't happen. And then the Netflix one is basically 2 hours of just the Fire Fest nonsense and what's going on during the entire thing. So it's almost like they dovetail each other really nicely, even though they obviously didn't mean to do that. Because
that's crazy.
Yeah, but it was when I saw that the one on Hulu was on, I was like, I watched it, and then I was like looking up more about Fire Fest, and I saw that Netflix. And I watched this on like Tuesday, and they're like, the Netflix one comes out on Friday. So, sure enough, Saturday morning, what was I doing?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's amazing how, people can get taken so easily. I mean, do you remember hearing anything about TanaCon?
TanaCon?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember TanaCon. What was it?
So this happened this past summer. This YouTuber who I had no idea who she was, Tana Mojo. She apparently has a huge following, and has been banned from VidCon because they keep inviting her, but then uninviting her. But she's got like panels to do and whatnot, and they're like, you're a security hazard. So she's been banned from VidCon. And so she said, I'm going to do my own con at the same time as VidCon. And people spent like thousands of dollars to go. And same thing. It was, they get there and they were like, okay, well, the hotel can accommodate the contract says we can accommodate 1,000 people, but really they said we're good with 5,000 people, and it was canceled by the end of the day. It was supposed to be like a 3-day thing. And the guy who ran it did a documentary, of course, and yeah, it's a fool and their money are soon parted. That's for fucking sure. I'm sorry, but if you can throw that kind of money around,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
it really is crazy. Anything else?
No, that was it about all of the ridiculous stuff that I watched.
Okay. We did gather some questions over the break, so I figured maybe we could run through those. And we also have some questions on Discord.
Sure. You wanted me to wait to tell you until we were on recording about the Hulu thing, the Hulu TV, I guess. I was saying how it was expensive.
Oh, because Hulu is starting streaming?
Yes.
So what's their deal?
So here's the thing. According to this plan, you can get $7.99 a month with limited or no ads, which I'm calling bullshit on because I was a first adopter of Hulu. I've had Hulu for well over 10 years.
Right.
And I've never not had ads. But then they have this streaming thing, Hulu plus live TV, which sucks ass because you know what? A lot of things you can't even get unless you have this package now, which is total bullshit. But it's $39.99 a month. But as of February 26th of this year, it'll increase to $44.99. Limited ads, so not even no ads, which that's bullshit. 60 plus top live and on-demand TV channels, including sports, news, and entertainment. 50 hours of cloud DVR storage. And then you can add on HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, Stars.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know if it's
interesting.
Worth it yet.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I looked through our ask.fm questions real quick.
All right, we got one 5 hours ago, by the way.
I'm going to skip those. Skip those.
I actually had a good one for that one because it's also from Harry Potter.
All right, so we'll do one. We'll do that one. The rest of them I have no desire to answer, but go ahead.
So the question that we got a little while ago was, what's one of your favorite quotes / verses from a holy text?
Okay.
And it's from 1 Corinthians. And it's, the last enemy to be destroyed is death. Which the only reason that I even know that is because that's literally what's on, it's in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and it's on Dumbledore's tombstone.
Gotcha. I don't know, nor have I ever read any holy texts for the most part, so...
Oh, see, I went to Catholic school,
I don't know, thou shalt not kill.
I went to Catholic school, so we actually had to read the Bible.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a list of things from Mike. So we can go through those real quick.
Okay.
You can either rapid fire, or if you'd like to discuss in length, we can do that. So he said, let's see, where are we? Okay. Socks, fold or roll?
Neither. I just throw them in the drawer and hope that they end up together.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I don't wear I never wear matching socks except
what kind of fucking anarchy do you live in?
Oh, you should see my laundry room. No, I hardly ever wear matching socks. Because I I don't tend to wear white socks, so I usually wear socks with designs on them. And they're normally ankle socks, so I just whatever two I grab if I even wear socks.
Okay.
Except for Christmas, EJ bought me a pair of Velociraptor socks. So those I keep together because they're like higher socks.
Okay. Well, the right answer is roll. So moving on.
No, rolled will stretch out the elastic.
It's I like rolled.
Well, okay. I don't need that kind of order in my life.
What? I was gonna say that about your sock hierarchy. Peanut butter, crunchy or smooth?
Smooth.
Crunchy.
No, crunchy peanut butter is wrong.
Why?
Because it tears up the bread.
It doesn't. Why does it tear up the bread? How? What are you buying? Wonder Bread?
No, but I hate.
First of all, buy some Fred with some. Buy some Fred. I saw Fred's name on the side of the screens on Discord. Buy some bread with some substance to it. Jesus.
No, it's a texture thing. I don't like crunchy peanut butter.
Oh, God. Let's see. Charcoal or gas grilling? I really don't care. Convenience is. Yeah, I have a gas grill because convenience. Best ice cream flavor.
Ooh.
It's hard to pinpoint one. I will say one of my favorites, like it's in the top 3, is the Ben and Jerry's Coconut 7-layer bar.
Okay.
So good.
See, it depends. Because I don't really eat a ton of ice cream, and if I do, I eat Halo Top because it's got like no sugar.
Supposed to be better for you.
Well, no, because I don't eat sugar, so it's got like sugar alcohol in it that I can digest and not have to run to the bathroom. So if I'm eating like real ice cream, real raw ice cream, probably chocolate chip cookie dough.
All right, it's respectable.
But I really like the birthday cake Halo Top.
Halo Top as a whole is okay.
It's like it's the good place stuff, you know. That I think if if they had thought about it, they would have gone with Halo Top instead of Froyo.
No, because Froyo's better than Halo Top.
That's why you would go with Halo Top, because it's just okay.
Oh well, because technically it was the bad place, I guess.
Right,
I
right.
get it. Freezer burned ice.
Exactly.
Shower or bath?
Shower. I don't want to sit in my own filth.
So, in other words, he's asking shower or human soup?
No, that's more of a hot tub, is human soup.
See, I like a hot tub though, so I don't know. Like number one, I'm tall, so I've never lived in a house where there was a bathtub big enough for me to take a bath. It'd be nice to eventually have the option. Like the only time I could see myself wanting to take a bath is like when I'm sick. You know, when you're sick and you have that fever and you're freezing,
Yeah.
and you just want to submerge yourself in hot water. Like that's like maybe once a year I would take one, but
I can't tell you the last time I've taken a bath. Although I will say that if we buy another house, my like, besides having my gourmet kitchen, would be having a bathroom with like a separate shower, but like having one of those walk down really big tubs.
Yeah. I want one of the old timey clawfoot.
No, you don't.
I do.
My first apartment had one of those.
Yeah, I want one.
It was awful.
It's okay. I want it. I mean, I want a newer version. Like they make new ones, like that are like that.
I hated having to like step up, like because they're high. So like you have to like.
I don't mind.
I'm short, so it's not fun for me to have to like climb in.
No, I get that. Yeah. Let's see. Best Pixar film? They're all pretty good.
Probably Toy Story. That's probably my favorite.
Wreck-It Ralph wasn't Pixar.
It wasn't?
I don't think so.
Wreck-It Ralph is Disney.
It's Disney, but I don't think it's Pixar.
Okay.
I don't know.
Or maybe The Incredibles. I think it's a tie between Toy Story and The Incredibles.
Yeah. The Incredibles movies were pretty good. Best TV theme. I don't know.
Greatest American Hero?
No. Best TV theme.
Actually,
I don't put too much stock in TV themes.
yeah, maybe Law and Order?
Law and Order?
Yeah.
It's the most boring, dull theme on television.
I don't fucking know. I don't listen to I fast forward through the TV theme.
No.
Oh, wait. The theme song to Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's fun.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I don't know if I can pick the best, but anyway. Best Disney princess? I don't care.
Sleeping Beauty is my favorite.
I don't know. Oh, Princess Leia.
Oh.
Got you with that one, Mike.
Oh, if we're going there, then I'm going Princess Shuri. Black Panther's sister.
What's that?
The Black Panther's sister.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Technically, she is.
There's no technically about it. She is a Disney princess.
Okay. Best Muppet. Now, I have one of these.
Me too.
And it's an abstract one. But you go first.
It's a tie. But one does edge out the other just a little bit. It's a tie between Fozzie Bear and Gonzo. With Gonzo edging out Fozzie Bear.
Sounds like a...
I didn't say edging him. I said edging it out.
Just saying.
No, Gonzo has always been my favorite Muppet.
So the Muppet in question, I need to find out his name. He's got one of my favorite lines. And why do I have a feeling it's going to be impossible for me to find his name? His name is... Oh, I'm sorry. I really want to find his name. I'm so sorry.
Well, why don't you give me some hints? Maybe I can help you.
Lou Zealand. His name is Lou Zealand.
Is he like from Dr. Teeth's band?
No. So Lou Zealand was this guy. He threw fish. He's got a mustache, spiky hair, wears this like pirate shirt kind of thing with a red jacket. He's got boomerang fish. He was in the Muppet Show. So Lou Zealand was in The Great Muppet Caper.
Okay, I'm looking at him.
Right? So he had one of the best lines in that movie. So they're trying to find some context to the quote. So basically they're trying to break into they were trying to break into like a castle or something, or the mansion, right?
Okay.
You know which part of the movie I'm talking about? They're trying to break into the mansion.
Oh God, it has been so long since I've seen the Great Muppet Caper.
All right, so they're trying to break into the mansion, and they're trying to figure out how to get over this big fence.
Okay.
And again, it's such a throwaway line, and I don't know why I love it so much, but they're like trying to get over the fence. She's like, anybody bring anything to help us? And he literally just pulls out a roll of paper towels and he goes, "I brought some paper towels." That's it. It's the whole line. It's one of my favorite lines from that movie because it's just so ridiculous.
Okay.
In high school, a friend, we used to say that all the time. Like somebody would ask for something ridiculous, and we go, "I have some paper towels." So anyway, that was a long, agonizing way of me telling you that my favorite Muppet is Lou Zealand.
Okay.
Last question. Oh, not one last question.
No, we have some more.
Next question is pancakes, waffles, or French toast?
Ooh.
I say French toast is garbage. Garbage, I tell you.
You know, it depends upon how it's made. My sister will make like a chocolate French toast.
No, garbage. Doesn't matter.
See,
Nope. Wait. Go ahead.
I don't mind. I only like started having eating French toast because I'm not a big egg fan.
Okay.
So for me, French toast was off the table till probably about 2 years ago. When I actually like sat down and like tried it for reals. It's okay. It's not my favorite. I'd say probably waffles are my favorite.
I would agree with you there. A nice Belgian waffle, like
Yes.
a fresh Belgian waffle.
Yes.
I'd even take Eggos. I used to love Eggos, like a couple of Eggos with butter and syrup. Oh God, it's so good.
Yeah.
But I will go back and say there is one French toast in particular that I enjoyed. Down in Disney World at the Port Orleans Riverside Resort.
Okay.
In their restaurant, they make like a French toast, and it's like cinnamon and sugar and like. Mm-hmm. That's really good. That's the only French toast I've ever really had that I was like, oh, this is good.
Okay.
Moving down the list, wine or beer?
That's a loaded question. Oh, I wasn't even trying to be punny. It depends. I like both equally, in that I'm not huge fans of either. But it has to be like specific kinds. Like for beer, I'm pretty much a shandy person, and kind of even a bit snobby about it. Like I'll drink any kind of lemon shandy, but I pretty much exclusively will only buy Leinenkugels.
Okay.
And then as far as wine is concerned, I really only will drink Riesling.
Okay. I'm not a big wine fan at all. There's only one wine I like, and it's a sangria from a local winery.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm gonna skip these two.
You don't want to. You don't have strong opinions on
stab or bludgeon and or cocaine or heroin.
I would have to say probably cocaine, only because you get a lot of stuff done.
Well, my response to that was clearly it's peyote.
Yeah, I saw that.
Pixie Sticks or Smarties? Easy. Neither. They both are crap.
Yeah. Pixie Sticks are just ground up Smarties.
Yeah, they both suck. Next question. Crunchy or soft pears? Again, very easy. No pears.
Oh, I like pears.
Ugh, fuck pears.
I enjoy a good crunchy pear.
No, I don't like pears. All right, Mike. Pickles or cucumbers? Mike, they're the same damn thing.
But I get what he's saying. Do you like them pre-pickling or post-pickling?
Well, it depends. Am I having them on the side with a burger, or am I having them in a salad? Like, it's...
See, I have a very clear answer for this.
Okay, go ahead.
Pickles. I'm not a big cucumber fan.
Yeah. I guess I would have to lean towards pickles.
Okay.
All right, so scrolling down. I think that was it.
I
was not going to talk Marvel or DC.
What about this whole chips nonsense?
Oh, I guess somebody was just eating chips while they were recording, so I said I was going to record an entire episode where all I do is eat chips.
Oh, is that what it was?
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't a question about. Oh, Mike said which Dorito flavor is the best.
Clearly Cool Ranch.
I said clearly you're wrong and you're suck and that's bullshit answer.
Who, me?
Yes.
I was actually
shit answer.
I was actually eating Cool Ranch Doritos with onion dip today, and it was fantastic.
I eat some nasty things, but that is fucking disgusting. Fuck Cool Ranch Doritos. I will only eat Cool Ranch Doritos if there's literally nothing else. I would eat stale Fritos before I would eat Cool Ranch Doritos.
Fuck Fritos in general. Fritos are disgusting.
Fritos are fucking amazing.
Same with Bugles. Fuck Bugles too.
Which fingers? I love you put Bugles on your fingers and you.
They're so gross.
Oh.
I'm not a big corn chip person.
Like I said, the best way to eat Fritos, it's called walking tacos. Have you ever heard of walking tacos?
No.
They make them at the carnival. You take a snack-sized bag of Fritos, or they make them at carnivals, or they make them at, like, I've had them at different fairs and stuff in the fall up here.
Okay.
Not just carnivals, I mean like fairs, like the harvest fairs and stuff.
I gotcha.
Take a snack-sized bag of Fritos, pop that puppy open, put a scoop of chili in there, cheese, sour cream or whatever, lettuce if you want, and then you just like mix it around, eat it with a fork right out of the bag. Walking tacos.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, it's literally the least. It's less work than eating a taco. It literally is less work than eating a taco. It's a bag in your hand and a fork. I'm doing a fork to mouth motion.
You're so ridiculous. I can't.
To show how easy that's the least amount of work. Oh, sorry. Another stupid question. Toilet paper over or under? That's clearly over. If you're under, you're a psychopath.
Exactly. And it makes me crazy.
Only sociopaths feed their toilet paper under.
It makes me crazy. And my cousin Ryan, his sister Morgan knows that it makes me crazy. So she will walk around the house and change the toilet paper to under just to make me nuts.
Again, another easy one. Cake or pie? Clearly pie.
Pie.
Yeah.
You can't. You don't really get much. You can't really do much with cake. There's no savory cakes.
No, you gotta have pie. Chicken pot pie, cherry pie, blueberry pie, shepherd's pie.
I'm vegetarian. But I will never eat another chicken pot pie again after my food poisoning.
Oh yeah, well, I'll give you that. Yeah. So those are the questions.
Oh, you don't want to do some of our ridiculous Ask FM ones?
No, I don't. They're ridiculous and not at all the time.
Wait, this one, I don't even know, like, who somebody, I have to share it because it's so ridiculous. Someone actually posted, and it was a shout out, not a question. I smell your feet from here. So cheesy, but kind of tempting. What is wrong with people?
What the hell does that even fucking mean?
I don't know. Did you not see that?
No, I was only going from the emails.
Okay. So I have the ask thing open. So there are actually like maybe a couple that might be okay.
All right, give me like 4 or 5.
That one, I smell your feet. I was reading that and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's disgusting.
What is the one thing you regret doing or not doing the most in your life?
What is the one thing you regret
doing or not doing? Yeah.
That's a very easy answer. So I regret, I wanted to, when I was getting ready to graduate from high school, I wanted to go to Columbia College in Chicago for graphic design. And I was talked out of it, and I kind of regret and resent that to this day.
Okay. Mine's also easy. So I know I've mentioned on the podcast before that my best friend passed away when I was 20. And every year for our birthdays, because our birthdays were 2 weeks apart, we would do some sort of trip. And the last birthday, he turned 21, I turned 20. I had just started dating my husband, and we could never really schedule a time to do our yearly New York City trip. And so I definitely regret not making more time for him before he passed.
Understandable.
let's see. What is the one thing? Oh, I just read that one. If you could start a collection of one kind of item, what would it be?
You could start a collection of one type of item.
Yeah.
What would it be? $100 bills.
Okay.
I'm sure there's something, but I can't.
I mean, I collect pop vinyls, so I already have a stupid collection.
Yeah.
All right. What was the last thing you purchased and why?
The last thing I purchased and why? Do you remember what the last thing you purchased was? Groceries because I have to eat? I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I went grocery shopping yesterday.
I mean, I assume he means for yourself, but the last thing I purchased and why? Geez, I don't remember the last thing I purchased.
I ordered a book on Amazon because I needed it to teach a class.
I'm not entirely sure what the last thing I bought was.
Yeah, we went grocery shopping and we bought liquor yesterday. That was.
I guess the last thing we bought was Yahtzee and Dose.
Okay.
Because we wanted something. We liked the new cup, and we wanted something different, and the different thing sucked.
Okay. Yeah, some of these are really stupid. Which celebrities do you suspect are really aliens walking amongst us?
I don't want to even
some of these
get
are
into
so
that.
terrible. Yeah, no, that's pretty much all I really care to read because some of them are really stupid, and some of them aren't even in English.
That's what happens when you start an ask.com account.
Yeah, I don't know why we did that, but okay. Oh, so I know we said we were going to talk about this once we were on the podcast tonight, because you were very upset with me last night.
Okay.
After a conversation you had with your wife, which you thought that I would have strong opinions on as well.
Yeah, I really did think you would have strong opinions. So in the car, my wife and I have been listening to a lot of. Well, we've been watching Crashing. Obviously, we've recently last year discovered John Mulaney, so we were catching up on that. And so the two of us have been talking and listening to each a lot. And my wife said she thinks that Pete Holmes is funnier than John Mulaney. And I think that's bullshit. And I thought April would agree with me, and she did not.
I did not. And I will tell you why. That is. So I've been a fan of Pete Holmes longer than I've been a fan of John Mulaney's. I actually learned about John Mulaney through Pete Holmes. So I've been listening to podcasts since podcasts pretty much started.
Okay.
Because of my previous job, I would
podcast hipster.
Yeah, fuck that.
You literally just said
I know
liked podcasts before they were cool.
I'm just saying I've been listening to a lot of shit
No, I get it. Go ahead.
Not a fucking podcast hipster, you dick. No,
I'm like a season.
When did that off? Well, it's awful now, but when did that one start? Hold on. So Nerdist came out in 2010. And I've probably been listening to podcasts since around that. The Nerdist was probably one of the first podcasts I ever listened to, which then led me to Doug Loves Movies.
Okay.
And so Pete would be on Doug Loves Movies a lot. So I fell in love with like Pete Holmes, 9 years ago.
Yep.
So I've always found his humor, I've always found him really, really funny. And you know how I feel about Pete Holmes.
You have a healthy man crush on it. Well, not man crush. You have a healthy crush on him.
I do. I have a huge crush on Pete Holmes. Whereas I don't have that same kind of feeling for John Mulaney. I find John Mulaney to be absolutely hilarious. But I would just want to be friends with John Mulaney. Whereas I would like to hold hands and watch Netflix with Pete Holmes.
See, I think, in my opinion, Pete Holmes is funny, but 99% of his humor just relies on the fact that he's dorky and weird. Whereas
Which
John
I
Mulaney's,
find endearing.
What?
Which I find endearing.
I find it funny. However, I find John Mulaney's stuff to be a bit funnier, however, much more clever and creative.
Okay.
So for me, there's more substance to it than just Fresca.
Have you listened to have you listened to all of Pete's albums?
Yeah, so last night we watched Voices and Faces, and it just wasn't.
That's the new one, right?
No, the new one is Dirty Clean or something.
Yeah,
that one was pretty funny, but the Voices and Faces or whatever the heck it's called, meh.
So you need to listen. You need to listen to "Nice Try the Devil," because that's probably one of my favorite of his. But yeah, I don't know. I think also because I find them equally funny in different ways, and that's why it's like trying to choose your favorite child.
Yeah.
I can't choose between Pete and John just because I love them both equally in very different ways.
Yeah, I get it, I suppose. But yeah, so I had thought you were going to side with me, but you didn't. But that's fine. We agree that they're both very funny.
Yes. And I would probably pay any amount of money to see either of them.
Not any amount of money.
Well,
I've been looking. But yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, you're right. Because let me just tell you, because you know how I feel about Lady Gaga, and her tickets in Vegas are well out of my price range, and I would pay a lot of money to see her, but not that much.
Yes. All right. So normally, we didn't talk about this ahead of time, so I'm kind of springing this on you, but I'll mention it and we'll see how you feel. So normally this would be the part of the show where you would give your fanfic pick, but clearly people don't like that. People have strong feelings about you giving a fanfic pick.
Yeah, I don't know why.
According to our survey. So it's my idea that if people don't like that, then they suggest what should fill this hole.
Okay.
What is a short weekly suggestion or segment that you would like to hear in replacing this? Because listen, I don't want to sound like I'm angry about it, because I put out a survey and asked for truth, and we got truth. So right. I'm not angry about it, but I'm saying maybe you can give us a suggestion. What would be something quick that you would like us to recommend or acknowledge or whatever? Some quick little thing, maybe something we could both get in on, whatever. So we got to fill that void. What should we fill it with?
Okay. That's
right?
fine.
You think that's good?
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm a little insulted. Not by you, by our listeners, but
a little insulted.
They've spoken. They don't like my fanfic pick.
They liked everything else, though, so if that's a consolation.
I'm just glad that they didn't say that they hated the Craigslist ads, because that would be very upsetting, because the Craigslist ads are like one of my favorite things to go through.
Right. And I will acknowledge we did get one or two about our bluer content and or language. I feel like that's our identity, and that's where we're at, and I apologize for it, but I feel like that's where we feel most comfortable, if that makes sense. It seems like everybody respects the fact that we are what we are, and I don't think anybody's telling us they have a problem with it. We need to stop it, but but trust me, I get it. I have kids. I know there's certain things you can't listen to when your kids are around. Um, we've talked about it. I don't really want to censor ourselves because like I said, that's where we feel most comfortable.
We tried for the first couple of episodes that we were on, that we came on the network, and it felt disingenuous. It really did.
I don't want to like be one of those people who's like, oh, it's hard not to swear. Like I get it. I mean, I don't swear, around my kids and stuff, but it's just, like I said, it's how we feel most comfortable, and it's the stuff we find most funny, and it's kind of where we identify ourselves.
And quite frankly, it's an adult conversation between two friends.
So I hope that doesn't scare anybody away. I hope you can respect that. It seems like anybody that said that does. All the results we got were very respectful and very kind, and for the most part, very, very positive. So I thank you for that. So yeah, that's where we're at with that.
So to fill that void, I guess, at least this week, I'm going to tell you about the recipe that I'm going to try this week.
Okay, that's something different.
I am going to attempt to make a slow cooker tortellini soup that I've seen all over Facebook that multiple people have commented on and said it's really good. Nice. So I will not let you know how that goes.
Okay. And I will say, on the subject of food, because I was just thinking about this today, if we have any listeners in the Detroit, Michigan area, I recently went on a business trip there, and I went to a barbecue place called Bad Brad's. If you live in the area, or if you've never been there, maybe you have been there if you live in the area, but if you've never been there, go to this restaurant and eat there. The food was one of the best. It was one of the best restaurants I've ever been to in my life. No lie, legit. Moral standing aside, one of my favorite chicken sandwiches is from Chick-fil-A. I get it. I'm not going to get into it, but I get it. This place had the best chicken sandwich I have ever had in my life, with what they call a white barbecue sauce. Okay. It was vinegar based. Mm-hmm. Best chicken sandwich I've ever eaten in my life. If you live in that area, go to Bad Brad's. It's unbelievable. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
That's what I got.
All right. So
go ahead.
I was gonna say, so we're changing things up a little bit. We're not going to be putting out episodes weekly, at least for a little while. We'll see how this new format goes. So we're gonna be coming out every other week. So expect maybe some longer episodes because we're not going to be putting out every week.
Yep. So hopefully that works for you. Less frequency, more filler. I guess. That makes sense. It's tough to go every week. I mean, anybody that does this knows.
Yeah.
It's just tough between work schedules, and I have 2 kids, and it's tough. I don't want to get burned out either. I don't want to get to the point where I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So it's easier to just take a half a step back than to burn out.
Yeah.
I suppose. So if you're looking to find us, you can find us on Facebook. April and Jay Have No Ideas. On Twitter, we are A and J Have No Ideas. Our email, aprilandjhavenoideas@gmail.com. You can download us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, iHeartRadio.
We're on Spotify.
And Spotify as well. Or wherever you download fine podcasts through apps. If you have not and you enjoy our show, please go to iTunes or wherever you listen to us and give us a rating or review. It helps us reach more people, which means more feedback, more survey results, more happiness for us, and it just helps us get the word out there. If you love the podcast, then if you can help us, that would be great. And of course, you can find us on randomchatter.com with a ton of other great podcasts. Also, if you're new to Random Chatter, consider giving to their Patreon. They do release bonus episodes and all kinds of other special stuff for Patreon subscribers.
And also, if you want to call us and leave us a voicemail, we will play them on the episode. 475-212-5457.
That was good. You had the number ready to go.
I did.
Either that or you were vamping while you went to find it.
No, I pulled it up when you were getting our email address and
Gotcha.
shit, and then you just jumped right over it. So.
And also, if you download the Discord app and go join the Random Chatter Discord, we have our own channel. You can talk to us directly in real time, and suggest ideas in there, and have all kinds of funny conversations that most of the time make it into the show.
Yeah.
So, so that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, on that note, I've been April.
I'm Jay.
And that was an idea.
Just catching up on stuff.
And finding out that I'm a bad friend because I didn't tell you I was coming to town.
We'll talk about that later.